Hey friends, today I'm going to address something before it happens. We're going to talk about the government shutdown, what it means to you. I'm getting a lot of clients that are actively out looking at homes or they just got their offer accepted, and real estate agents texting me, reaching out to me, wondering if this is going to impact the closing date on their transaction. It's still a very competitive market. Contracts are tight. You can't afford to miss a contract, or there are penalties to pay, or you may lose the deal. And so this is important in real estate and mortgage, but it's nothing to be worried about. You should be concerned with it. You should know what it means, and I'm going to address the ins and outs and what it means to us as a consumer, what it means to us as the United States, but more so what it means professionally, because I've been through, this is number 3, one with Obama, one with Trump, and now one with Mr. President Biden. So let's discuss this, but before, I want to welcome everyone to another episode of Making Sense of Your Market. I bring you information every single week with the intent and the goal that you come out of homeownership in a better financial position as a result of our relationship, as a result of me being your mortgage guy and the information that I give you. Today is Saturday. It's October 2nd, 2021. We're going to talk about rates real quick. We're going to talk about the government shutdown, and then I'm going to close with week 24 of our 52-week series from the best-selling self-improvement book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We were going through this book. We're halfway through. Really great lesson today. I spent about a minute on this, about 2 minutes on the government shutdown, and real quick about 30 seconds on rates. So let's jump into it. Are interest rates, mortgage interest rates, up or down week over week? And they're back down. This is totally typical. And when you're working with a professional like myself, we don't get freaked out when mortgage rates go up like they did over the past 2 weeks. They went up from about 2.75 to 3.125, really for no reason. Maybe some verbiage that the Fed shared, but nothing to be concerned with right now. What we saw last week with rates coming back down is just kind of a U-turn in bond activity, mortgage-backed security activity, but more so it's the dust settling from a statement that the market's overreacted to. So 30-year fixed rates still in the upper twos, 2.875 to about 3%, depending on points, type of property, credit score, and how much equity or down payment you have if you're purchasing. 15-year fixed rates still in the low twos. So this is still a great time to take advantage of low interest rates, low cost of money, and incredible home affordability. Remember, don't look for deals in the marketplace. Your deal is the cheap cost of money right now. If you have any questions around that, reach out to me. I'd love to be a resource. That's what I do for a living. All right, so number 2, let's talk about the government shutdown. I experienced my first one in about 2013. I was a younger, a newer loan officer, and I freaked out because I do FHA loans and VA loans and USDA loans. And this was the first time I had experienced it, and more so, a lot of the mortgage professionals I was working with, same thing. Now, there's been 4 true shutdowns in the history of America, 2 with President Clinton, 1 with Obama, 1 with Trump. They last about 15 to 20 to 30 days, and they do have an impact on the markets. Now, as a mortgage professional, I'm going to tell you that after every single previous government shutdown, mortgage rates improved. And here's why. Because when you shut down the government, you shut down approximately 1 million jobs, okay? Because of that, people are not getting paid. The government is still racking up debt. The other thing is it impacts consumer spending and it impacts our GDP, 2 things that impact our mortgage rates. And when it negatively impacts those, mortgage rates go down as a result. So hey, you heard it from me. If the government shuts down, follow after the government gets back into order, follow interest rates, and I will bet you the mortgage rates will stay where they're at or possibly drop a little bit more. Now, one of the myths about a government shutdown, does it save the US a ton of money? No. The data shows over the last 3 to 4 shutdowns, the government actually went into more debt. So none of this makes any sense. What this means right now is Republicans and Democrats, like we've seen over the last 10, 15 years, they just can't get along. A buddy of mine who teaches leadership and teaches influence, Rene Rodriguez, they need to get him out into the White House because I promise you he will get them to get along. But right now, that's really all it is. So pay close attention to this. If you guys have any questions or worries, if you're a real estate professional or a home buyer that's in process right now and you're really uptight about this, reach out. I'd love to share my experiences with you, share more information that I just shared with you to maybe help you feel a little bit better about this, okay? Let's close with week number 24. Now, this lesson today is big. I learned this a long time ago with employees and with kids, and it's titled Keep Your Commitments. And I want to read to you what Dr. Stephen R. Covey talks about. He says, ask yourself, do I trust myself to follow through on the commitments that I make to myself? Most goals are challenging, otherwise we would have accomplished them already. We can become frustrated with ourselves if we truly want to accomplish a goal, but continue to procrastinate acting on it. The quote, make a little promise to yourself and keep it, then a little bigger one, then a bigger one. Eventually, your sense of honor will become greater than your moods. This is so good relative to weight loss or in business. Set small goals. Don't say you're gonna make $1 million. Start with making $100,000. Then start with making $200,000. Now, I'm a big proponent of having big goals. But if you can't achieve those goals, like he says, you're gonna let yourself down. Keep those commitments to yourself. Now, relative to employees and kids, make small promises to your employees. Make small promises to your kids so that you know 100% you can keep them. And over time, you'll earn the respect from your kids and from your employees. So, hey, I hope this was a great lesson. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, reach out to me. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you next week for another episode on making sense of your market. Bye for now.